according to their backgrounds, their different areas, their intelligence, we have to plan our learning lessons, our lesson plans. We are having the different paths and the students are having better options. Every day I have to innovate something, every day I have to learn something from my students. They can have some conducive learning environment in the school where they can feel connected. If such tools are used in the classroom, these students are benefited and they learn in more speed.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles. I am Seema Chhoriya and I bring to you another insightful session on Great Principles today. All learners deserve to meet their true potential from preschool to high school and beyond. Inclusive education means all children in the same classroom in the same school. It means real learning opportunities for groups who have traditionally been excluded. Not only children with disabilities, but speakers of minorities language too. Our guest today is an awe-inspiring legendary figure from the world of Indian academia. I feel deeply honored to have him speak about inclusive education and everything that affects us. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Pushpendra Kumar Rana. He is principal of Mata Jaswant Kaur Memorial School, Punjab. Welcome to Great Principles, sir. We are really honored to have you with us today.
Thank you so much, Seema ma'am, for inviting me. I'm there.
So, sir, before we discuss more about inclusive education and what it means to be a child with a special need, how it affects parents, teacher, and education, let us know a little about you. How did you landed up in education profession? What keeps you going here, and what is your once upon a time like?
Sure, ma'am. Actually, during my schooling and college, there were several teachers who had their impressions on me. Their footprints are there in my mind throughout my life, and they inspired me always that I have to be such a teacher who can leave footprints on the minds of these new learners, who can create the new learners, the citizens who are responsible and who are usable for the society. Our teachers, whether in schooling, whether he was Mr. Virender or in my college, Dr. Budh Singh, always they worked beyond the walls, not inside the walls. Their classrooms was not inside the wall actually. It was beyond the walls. And there, even in the last seat, last bench, backbenchers, they were benefited from them. These teachers could easily identify whether the student is learning or not, or what the different strategies should be used there. So from their life, I decided that I have to be a teacher. And 25 years ago, I joined my first school, and the journey have not stopped after that. Every day in my classroom, from my teachers, my colleagues, principals, I learned a lot from the society. And all these learnings I applied in my classroom, and along with that, beyond the walls, I took my students beyond the walls, and I had seen in my classroom that there are different type of learners. Some are very slow learners, some are gifted children, some are coming from the poor background, some are coming from the rich backgrounds, and their learning capacity are different. So we need to think differently, we have to plan differently for these children. If they are coming from the different strata, so we have to make the different strategy and plans for that. And according to that, I joined this Mata Jaswant Kaur Memorial School. Here I would like to tell, in my school there is free education for all the children. The children don't pay here. Here their all the tuition fee, along with that transport fee, books, uniform, everything is free here. And here we are having all type of students. They are coming from the middle class, they are coming from below poverty line, they are coming from different caste, religions. There are CWSN here, there are general children here, there are gifted children. And here the whole school is a happy school for them. Our teachers, we promote them, we motivate them that they will work with students beyond the walls, not inside the classroom. Actual learning is beyond the walls, under the tree, on the grounds, in the labs, in society. And yes, our teachers help in that.
Wow. This is so wonderful. Free education for all. This is a dream, if this happened pan India, then every child's life could be much more better than what he's living today. Sir, I really appreciate the efforts being taken up by the management of the school in setting this kind of an institute where it has already made it as a happy atmosphere where the child comes for education, and when these kind of children step in who are not able to get education, their quench for learning is altogether different, right? So how do you find them, when they are very curious and inquisitive and they want to learn? So what is the difference that you find in these kids and with the kids of the other institute you may have been associated with?
Yes, ma'am, there is a lot of difference. Prior to this, I have taught and I have leaded the different schools where the children were coming from the affluent families. Their quench was different, and these children's here, they are very curious about everything. You just need to tell them something, and there are lot of questions from these students. Every time, every day, in every class, their quench, no, we can't satisfy. Their quench is more and more, and it motivates us, our teachers, to work more with these students. And these students really they work, they learn more, they apply more in their daily life. In other schools that I have seen, the mostly the crammers, but here we are not having crammers, we are having learners, learning from life, learning from the society. Along with our school we are having old age home also. So this these children, they connect with these old age people, and old age people come here, and this bondings in children's, that is something that we can't express in words, ma'am. Definitely.
Absolutely, sir. So the school is not only educating them, not only providing literacy skill, rather inculcating life lessons and values in these children. When they hear the experiences of the people from the old age home, they learn so much about life, about the stories, how they fought. So sir, tell me, how can we make this kind of change even in the students of other institute, so that they also start questioning? This is the biggest problem, that there is so much of syllabus that children stop questioning somewhere, or we don't have time because of other obligations. So what would be your opinion? How can we make learning fun and happy for each and every student?
Uh, First thing is, ma'am, that is happening in our society, at our home, in schools, that we are doing spoon feeding to the students. And spoon feedings means at home. The mother is always teaching everything. All the homework is being done by mother or parents or by some tutor. In school, the teachers are making the whole plan, whole notes, and notes are given to the students, and students are cramming for the exams, and they are writing, and just after the exam they are forgetting everything. But we have to stop this spoon feeding. This spoon feeding must be stopped. We have to let them learn, let them uh, read themselves. Here in present generation, when we are in Z4, here the teachers are facilitator, we are not instructor there. Let the student explore the things, give them books, give them the society, give them nature, give them the problems, give them case studies. Let them discuss, let them decide, let them solve the problems. And then if they find some help, let the teachers help them. In that case, in these different schools, the student will learn better. Along with that, when the children are coming from the different areas, they are having the different intelligence, they are having the different backgrounds. So according to their backgrounds, their different areas, their intelligence, we have to plan our learning lessons, our lesson plans. And according to that multiple intelligence, we have to design the different things to learn the students so that they can learn better. So that is the best way in different schools to include all. And there it is not like that we are having this thing in the society in schools, that we are taking test of children and we are measuring their academic. But we are having good academics, yes, definitely we are having good doctors, good engineers. But these doctors, they were selling beds and oxygen during corona. Are we creating such learners? No, we have not to create such learners. We have to create such learners who are having values. So these values we have to inculcate in our students.
Absolutely, sir. Wonderfully explained. That point number one for all the dear parents, especially mothers, stop spoon feeding. Let the child find their own path. Help them out. You can be a mentor, you can be a guide, but don't do everything as sir mentioned. And yes, when teachers become facilitators and encourage children to ask why, ask questions rather than just instructing what has to be done, rather than helping the students to ask more and just ignite more curiosity in them, that is when the real learning will happen. So these are truly very wonderful tips. So now let us reach to a rapid fire round, sir. It is a very fun fast paced round. I'll be asking you some personal question other than your professional life, and you have to answer me
Okay.
in one. Yeah, you have to answer me in one word or a single sentence. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
All right, so my very first question to you: what makes you happy as a teacher?
When my student is happy, when my teacher is happy, I'm very happy.
All right. Do you feel students today have a better chance at education than they did in the past decade?
Definitely, they are having the different areas. In past, students didn't know the different paths, but now we are having the different paths, and the students are having better options.
All right. Each teacher, each leader is accomplished at something more besides teaching and leading the institute. So, what are your accomplishments as a person?
As a person, I don't think that I'm accomplished. Always I'm a learner throughout the life, and every day I have to do something new. Every day I have to innovate something. Every day I have to learn something from my students. So accomplishment, when we word the use accomplishment, it means the life is completed. No, life is not completed. So I don't think that I am accomplished, but definitely I'm, I can say that I'm able to make a happy school year. My
Great.
teachers, my students, they are very happy. So in that way I can think that I am accomplished at some scale, but not fully.
All right. Moving ahead to the next question: who is that one educator you respect and find inspiring?
Actually, there are several educators who inspire me, but most of them is Dr. Butt Singh. He was my professor in my post graduation year, and when he came to class, there was pin drop silence. He took us on the ground several times. There we discussed the things, and in the class of 60s, we never felt, any of the students never felt distracted. Every time we were connected with him, he connected with the daily life lessons and economics. My subject was economics that time, so economics was fun for us in his class. I respect him the most.
So lucky are those who have such brilliant teachers, and that is the reason that you have such great impact of your teachers on your life also. So moving ahead to my next question: who is your lifeline at home?
My lifeline at home are my children. I am two daughters and one son, so elder one is not at home now, she is in hostel. But when I reach home, my son, he came from school, he tell about his friends and all the things, and that time, that is my lifeline.
All right, sir. Blessed are those who can find time to connect with their children and talk to them. Best investment you can make. So moving ahead to my next question, sir: what is your leisure time activity?
My leisure time activities, generally I come on the school ground. There in the evening our children came, so I watch them. In school we are having garden also there, so I join our gardeners sometime and work along with that. Sometimes I go to old age home, and the best leisure time for me when I sit with these elders and learn life lessons from them.
Wow, that's a fantastic thing and fantastic way to spend your time. Moving ahead to the last question in this segment: tell us your favorite place of travel.
My favorite place to travel always it is Rajasthan, ma'am.
Rajasthan.
For
All
some
right.
people, it may be a desert place, but for me, I like Rajasthan the most.
Okay, great. It
Whether
was
it is
wonderful to know you in this segment.
Badmer or it is Jaipur. Yeah.
Okay, great, sir. So it was great to know you in this segment. We got to know some facts about sir, that what he likes apart from what he does. Moving ahead to the last question of the show, which is also called Expert Talk question. So, my dear viewers, I started my show with talking about inclusive education, what it means. But there is much more deep rooted meaning to these terms and helping these children who have special needs. So, let us know from our expert today, Mr. PK Rana, about how can we make education an inclusive one, and what is the impact when you have children with special needs teaching with the normal children. I should not call normal children, children with other children. So, sir, we would like to know your thoughts on how technology is helping to make learning more meaningful for these kids.
First of all, when we talk about inclusive education, so inclusive education is just not mean that we have to teach only CWSN children. Inclusive education means which include each and every type of student, whether he is gifted children, whether he or she is a common children, whether they are CWSN, they are coming from the rich class, they are coming from the poor class, they are coming from different castes, different religions, or they are coming from some backward region or some developed region. They are boys or they are girls or they are transgenders. So when we talk about inclusive, means inclusive of each and everyone, where in classroom all are sitting mix, but in this inclusive classroom there are different strategies, there are different plannings to teach them, there are different tools for them, so that each and every learner in the class can learn. They can have some conducive learning environment in the school where they can feel connected, where they can learn something which is usable for their life, not only for their life but for the society, but for the nation also. So that is inclusive education. In new education policy also, the government has focused more about inclusive education. The government is developing hostels for the such children who can't join the schools, as the dropout ratio is very high in our country. So the different type of strategy the government is making, but if we depend only on government, this goal cannot be achieved. To achieve this goal, the private institutions, the philanthropists, they have to come forward, like in our school we are having. So we will discuss about the different tools we use for our differently able children, such as text to speech assistive tools. So there are such children who are blind or who are deaf, so they can't read like the other children. These text to speech assistive tools, they so this is the software which is designed to help children who are having difficulties in reading standard print. These standard print they can't read. So common print disabilities can include blindness, dyslexia, or any type of visual impairment. So here this learning disability can be meet with this software, the software we use here in our school. Along with that, low tech handouts. So these handouts are different from the handouts generally teachers are having in their classes. These handouts are printed in such a way that these differently able children can easily use these handouts in their learnings. Along with that, there is a software that we use, that is Kurzweil 3000, that also we use in our classroom. So this Kurzweil 3000, that is used for these differently able children. This is having braille, this is having text to speech assistive tools. Different type of tools are in this software are available there. Such type of software we use in our classroom for these children in our labs. And definitely if such tools, there are a number of tools available. uh, e-Pathshala, NCRT e-Pathshala also is having such tools there. If such tools are used in the classroom, these students are benefited and they learn in more speed than previous others.
Absolutely, sir. With the advent of technology, so many things are there which can be done, and everyone can be benefited as technology and science is progressing. I'm sure every kind of disability can be changed into ability, and person can find other strength in them by you making the right usage of it. So this was PK Rana sir sharing his thoughts and vision with us. I'm really humbled and honored to have him today with me, because today I saw altogether a different integrated schooling format, a schooling format which embraces students, children from all walk of life. They have a destitute home also, and sir says that it is a blissful atmosphere in the school. I feel so good to understand that these kind of schools are there which exists in our country and which are a model for many other to follow. Sir, I really thank you for sharing your visions, thoughts and ideas with us, and I'm sure that with the vision and mission at your school, many are going to be benefited. Thank you so much for your wise words and time with us.
You are most welcome, ma'am. It is very good that my views can reach here for more people, and they will work for that. Definitely.
Absolutely, sir. And we
Thank
are equally privileged. Thank you so much once again, sir.